Under the ancient Bodhi tree, Buddha rested, his serene presence calming the gentle breeze. Disciples gathered silently, their hearts yearning for wisdom from the enlightened one. One of them, Ananda, approached Buddha with a troubled gaze. Seeking solace, "Master, my mind feels like a storm. Thoughts rushing relentlessly," Ananda confessed quietly. "My disciples," Buddha began softly, his voice resonating as though carrying the essence of eternal truth. "Let us discuss the self. The self," Buddha continued, "is akin to the shadows cast by our bodies, an illusion created by circumstances and perception. Minds often resemble untamed rivers," Buddha replied softly. Buddha bent down and picked up a tiny pebble from the soil. This pebble, Ananda, appears small, yet holding it too long burdens the hand, Buddha explained. Ananda stared at the pebble, his thoughts churning like leaves caught in the wind. Buddha continued, "Like this pebble, burdens seem light but grow heavy when endlessly carried." He placed the pebble back on the ground, releasing its weight. The earth accepts the pebble without complaint. It teaches us how to let go, Buddha added. Ananda nodded, sensing an unfamiliar lightness in Buddha's words. When we let go, we invite peace to enter where chaos once dwelled, Buddha said. Other disciples listened intently, their breaths still and minds quieting. Ananda asked hesitantly, "But how do I let go of my thoughts, Master?" Buddha's expression remained serene, as gentle as the whispering leaves. "Let go not by resistance but by awareness. Observe thoughts without clutching, as clouds drifting across the sky," Buddha advised. Ananda frowned slightly, still grappling with the concept. Buddha placed his hand on Ananda's shoulder, his touch as light as feathers. "The storm of thoughts only rages when opposed. To pause is to cease resistance," Buddha explained further. Disciples began reflecting inward, turning Buddha's words into seeds of contemplation. Buddha stood, motioning for Ananda to follow him to the nearby lake. The water rippled softly, mirroring the sky's tranquility above. Buddha knelt and pointed at the waters, his eyes thoughtful. "These waters reflect peace when undisturbed. Disturbance muddles their clarity, just like the mind," Buddha remarked. Buddha and his disciples journeyed along a forest path, the morning air crisp with the fragrance of blooming flowers. The rustling of leaves and the chirping of birds created a symphony, harmonizing with the rhythmic sound of their footsteps. Stillness arises from honoring the present moment. "Let the waters rest. Let thoughts simply be," Buddha responded. Buddha stood and gestured toward the lotus blossoms thriving around the lake. Each petal radiated purity, untouched by the mud below. "Ananda, see how the lotus blooms despite the mud. Its beauty emerges when it rises above," Buddha pointed out. Ananda's face lightened as understanding dawned in his troubled heart. The mud represents life's challenges, necessary for growth. To rise above is not to reject but to embrace, Buddha explained. The disciples contemplated quietly, words settling within them like seeds ready to bloom. Buddha turned and walked toward the Bodhi tree again, each step echoing wisdom. His disciples followed silently, hearts no longer burdened by unyielding storms. The whispering leaves above swayed gently, as if affirming Buddha's teachings. Buddha resumed his seat under the tree, a symbol of stillness and enlightenment. Ananda sat beside him, his thoughts no longer racing like a storm. The sacred pause, Ananda, brings medicine for overwhelm. Let stillness be your guide, Buddha concluded. The day transitioned into twilight. Skies painted softly, echoing Buddha's serenity. The unfinished stories we live are threads woven into life's tapestry, no less valuable than those seemingly complete, Buddha taught. The disciples lowered their heads, bowing not just to Buddha but also to the lessons the potter unknowingly shared. Ananda's burdens lifted, his heart lighter as stars began to illuminate the heavens. Buddha's presence remained a beacon of clarity in a world longing for peace. Another day, under the warm glow of the sun, Buddha led his disciples to the banks of a serene lake. The waters shimmered gently, undisturbed, reflecting the sky like a mirror of clarity and stillness. Buddha paused, his robes swaying lightly in the breeze, his gaze fixed upon the tranquil surface of the lake. Today, I will show you how stillness unveils the sacred pause, Buddha announced. His voice calm and measured. Ananda stepped forward, his heart lighter than before, yet seeking deeper wisdom from the enlightened teacher. Master, my mind often becomes turbulent, like a raging river. How do I embrace stillness amidst chaos? Ananda asked. Buddha smiled kindly, his serene presence calming the unspoken turmoil within Ananda's heart. Stillness is not the absence of movement but the essence of clarity. It arises when we pause and observe, Buddha replied. He motioned for Ananda to kneel beside the lake, their reflections merging with the beauty of nature. Ananda, tell me what you see in these waters, Buddha said, his gaze unwavering. Ananda stared into the lake, noticing his reflection rippling gently in the quiet waters. I see myself. Master, the waters are clear, unbroken, like a peaceful mirror, Ananda responded thoughtfully. Buddha nodded and handed Ananda a small stick from the ground nearby. Now stir the waters, Ananda, and watch closely, Buddha instructed, his voice steady. Ananda hesitated, then swirled the stick through the water, creating ripples that distorted his reflection. My image has disappeared, replaced by chaos. The calmness is gone, Ananda observed, his voice tinged with realization. Buddha knelt beside him, his gaze soft and full of compassion. Watching the ripples settle, the waters reflect your mind. When stirred by thoughts, clarity vanishes. When undisturbed, peace emerges, Buddha explained gently. Disciples nearby contemplated the teaching, their hearts absorbing the wisdom as silence enveloped the gathering. Master, how can I keep my waters calm when life often stirs them? Ananda asked earnestly. Calm arises not by stilling the world but by pausing within yourself. Let disturbance pass without clinging, Buddha replied. Ananda's eyes widened slightly as understanding began to dawn. Like light breaking through the clouds, Buddha stood, his robes flowing gracefully, beckoning his disciples to follow him toward the lotus blooms nearby. The air carried the faint fragrance of the flowers, their radiant beauty captivating all who approached. Each lotus begins buried in mud, yet it blooms without rejecting its roots. It transcends while accepting its origins, Buddha said. Ananda picked a lotus bloom, its delicate petals untouched by the dirt from which it emerged. Master, does the mud symbolize life's struggles and imperfections? How do we rise above without denying them? Ananda asked softly. Buddha placed his hand on Ananda's shoulder, his touch light as the morning breeze. The mud is your overwhelm, your challenges. In pausing, you rise above, allowing clarity to unfold, Buddha replied. He turned toward the lake once more, the waters stilling, a reflection of wisdom in its purest form. Ananda, the sacred pause teaches us to honor both chaos and stillness. They are mirrors revealing truth, Buddha explained. Disciples nodded in silent agreement, their hearts aligning with the profound simplicity of Buddha's words. The sun began to lower, casting its golden glow over the water's surface, illuminating the tranquil scene. Master, I feel I am beginning to understand the sacred pause. It is medicine for a weary soul, Ananda reflected. Buddha smiled gently, his presence radiating warmth, his teachings etched into their hearts. The sacred pause unveils the stillness within. It is always present, awaiting your attention, Buddha concluded. The disciples lingered, their souls touched deeply, their minds calmed by Buddha's eternal wisdom. Ananda stood taller, his burdens lighter, the reflection in the lake clearer than ever before. The day drew to an end, shadows stretching across the land, carrying Buddha's teachings far and wide. Another day. As dawn broke gently over the lotus pond, Buddha gathered his disciples under the soft golden light. Buddha said, "Walking the pathless path requires trust, not in external signs, but in your own heart and understanding. Do not seek the destination," Buddha advised, "for the journey itself is the destination, and each moment is eternity. Today, I will teach you the deepest truth of the sacred pause," Buddha announced. His voice clear and grounding, Ananda joined the gathering, his heart steadied but still seeking the wisdom to transcend life's lingering challenges. "Master, I understand stillness but struggle with embracing the mud without allowing its weight to pull me down," Ananda confessed. Buddha approached a lotus bloom, its petals luminous, its roots hidden beneath the murky depths below. The mud nourishes the lotus, giving it the strength to rise. Without the mud, there would be no bloom, Buddha explained. Ananda watched the flower closely, its elegance contrasting with the concealed struggles beneath the water. The mud represents life's difficulties. Ananda, to rise above, we do not reject the mud but accept its vital purpose, Buddha added. Disciples listened intently, their minds opening to the profound interconnectedness of growth and struggle. Buddha stepped forward, his robes brushing lightly against the breeze, his eyes gleaming with compassion. The sacred pause is not an escape from the mud but a moment to see its truth and transform, Buddha said. Ananda knelt beside the pond, his gaze fixed on the lotus blooms swaying gently in harmony with nature. "Master, how does one embrace suffering without being consumed by it? How can one rise without losing clarity?" Ananda asked. Buddha picked a fallen petal, holding its delicate form between his fingers, a symbol of transient beauty. "Acceptance begins with recognition. Recognize your suffering as part of growth, not your identity," Buddha replied softly. Ananda's thoughts slowed, his understanding deepening as Buddha placed the petal back into the water. "When you pause amidst challenges, you step back from attachment. Clarity arises when you become an observer," Buddha elaborated. The disciples reflected inwardly, their hearts awakening to Buddha's timeless teachings, unspoken truths resonating deeply. The lotus rises not by rejecting the mud but by transcending its hold. Reaching toward the sun, Buddha continued. Ananda's breathing steadied, his mind quietening under the gentle weight of Buddha's wisdom. "The sacred pause is your guide through darkness, a bridge connecting you to the light of understanding," Buddha revealed. The morning sun cast its warmth upon the pond, illuminating the blossoms and accentuating the mud beneath. Disciples marveled at the balance of beauty and imperfection before them, a lesson unfolding in nature's simplicity. Ananda stood, his reflection mirrored in the water, his presence calmer, his thoughts lighter. "Master, I see now that the mud carries no burden unless I resist it." "Resistance fuels overwhelm," Ananda acknowledged. Buddha smiled, his expression gentle as the breeze that stirred the leaves around him. "Resistance locks the mind, acceptance frees the soul. In pausing, you create space for transformation to unfold," Buddha replied. Disciples embraced the quietness of Buddha's words, their hearts steadied, their spirits uplifted. The lotus blooms appeared radiant, a living testament to Buddha's wisdom on growth and transcendence. Buddha turned toward the sun, his presence unwavering, his teachings rooted deeply in the disciples' hearts. Each pause is an invitation to rise, an opportunity to see the mud as fertile ground, not a barrier, Buddha said. Ananda gazed at the pond, his struggles dissolving into acceptance, his mind still and full of clarity. The day continued, sun climbing higher, warming the earth and nurturing the life surrounding Buddha and his disciples. The sacred pause Buddha's medicine for overwhelm, had planted its seeds within every heart present. Buddha remained a beacon of wisdom, his teachings rippling outward like waves, touching lives far beyond. Ananda felt renewed, the lotus within his soul beginning to bloom toward the light of understanding. Dedicate time for self-reflection, Buddha continued, and share your wisdom only when you are grounded in peace. His guidance felt both practical and inspiring, emphasizing the reciprocity between inner and outer harmony. Thank you for watching. Buddha's teachings are always with you. Subscribe to our channel and we will see you in the next video.